This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I have got Rebecca Rafus back with me. You were here last year.
Yes, we were.
But this is the third year of your event.
This is the third annual.
All right.
Yes,
third,
Beyond the Label Conference.
And you are with a group called DiversX.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you have your own business.
Yep.
Limestone Psychotherapy.
That's correct.
But how did DiversX come about?
Yes, so DiversX kind of formed in Kemptville. We had Matthew Bell, who is one of our peer supports in the DiversX team. We're all volunteers, basically. We do this just out of the goodness of our hearts to spread awareness about neurodiversity. And so the main reason why we started this was because Matthew was aging out of the services and transitioning from high school to the workplace and adulting, and he kept running into barriers in the community around supports that normally would be provided through the school system, through other resources in the community, but we didn't have ones for young adults. So I got pulled into the conversation, and through that conversation we brought in Kate Stacy, we brought in Kathy Ann Lahman, and the four of us formed this little group where we do education around the community around neurodiversity and how to support young adults with neurodiversities. And DiversX was born, and the conference was born. And so that was 3 years ago, and we're really excited to be bringing this event again. It's a free event that is hosted by us, but it is sponsored by the municipality of Leeds and Grenville. So we are really happy to be able to do that again.
All right, can you tell everybody what neurodiversity is?
Yes, so basically the way that we describe it is that neurodiversity represents a different neurotype or a bunch of different neurotypes. There is an umbrella of neurodiversities, which is what the conference is going to highlight this year. We're going to be expanding the umbrella and having people learn about other elements. In the past years, our conferences have been focused on ADHD and autism and supporting those neurotypes. And this year we want to highlight some others that don't necessarily get a lot of understanding or even education or advocacy. So at the end of the day, we are human.
Yes, yes.
And we really just want the community to understand that this is not a disorder. We are moving away from that model. We're moving away from the medical model of when I go in to, get support, that there's something wrong with me because my brain doesn't understand society, doesn't understand the structures, the systems. Well, that's because those structures and those systems have not been made for people with neurodiversity. They were built with the understanding of people with a neurotypical brain, is what we call it, where they don't have any of these missing parts or these different wirings, as we like to call it. So for us, neurodiversity simply means that you're having a human experience that is different from the neurotypical model we have. And that involves us looking at more than just the medical piece. We have to look at the social piece. So our conference really showcases the bridge between medical model and social model because they're all important. It's not an us versus them thing. It's a model that we want to coexist together because medical models are important in a lot of reasons to get diagnoses if that's necessary, to get medication if that's necessary, to get proper treatments if that's necessary.
Sometimes you need that diagnosis.
You 100% do, especially for things like tax time, and you want the disability tax, things like that. We need to have those diagnoses on paper from the medical industry. But we also have learned that there's that gap, that there are social aspects of all of these things that need addressing and that need expansion. And our environments, like the school environments, the work environments, the everyday walking outside environments, need an upgrade to meet these neurotypes so that we don't have to actually disclose anymore. Right. The idea is that we've had this big campaigning around inclusivity, which we're doing a good job of. There's lots of new equity committees and all these sorts of places in the workplace that have now been built and put into place to protect those with neurodiversities. But we don't have the integration piece yet. And so last year, that's what we focused on. We focused on the integration piece. And how do you now take all this education and information about inclusivity and actually implement it into your spaces so that someone doesn't have to say, I have ADHD and I need you to accommodate me.
Right.
What we want is that when they walk in, the accommodation is already in place.
Right.
And you don't have to ask for anything. And you don't have to disclose, because there's huge stigma around disclosing. There's huge stigma about even self-identifying that I might have a different neurotype. We're just trying to remove all those stigmas and barriers so that people can literally just show up in life and be human and be supported. Right.
And to know that going in somewhere, saying, you know, they're supported, they're inclusive, they've integrated before you even go.
Yes.
That would be an amazing feeling.
It's a beautiful concept.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
It really is.
For sure.
And so this year
they
we
accept me.
Yes. Well, this is it. It's about being seen. It's about being
I don't
understood.
have to explain myself.
Yes. It's. I don't have to tell my story over and over and over again, because that's unintentionally harmful. And we know that these places are not intentionally building their spaces this way to harm people,
right.
But it does unintentionally harm someone psychologically, mainly, sometimes physically if the environment is not set properly. You know, what we know about, you know, people with neurodiversity is there's a lot of mobility and somatic issues that are tied to the way that our brains navigate our environments. And so, you know, having to sit in a chair for extended periods of time, having to, you know, even just carry a certain weight for an extended period of time, this actually has, you know, physical outcomes that are not good for that individual. So having different mechanisms in place that just allow to alleviate that pressure and help people function the way that they need to function is what we're aiming for. It's kind of our overall mission all the time, right?
Right. So let's talk about your conference. Beyond the Label Conference, it's your third one, and the date of that is Sunday, May 24th.
That's correct.
Okay, and it's 8:30 to 4:30.
Yep.
Free to attend.
Free to attend.
That's
lunch
awesome.
included.
Oh wow, that is awesome. So let's talk about your speakers, because I do know one in particular.
Yes.
So I know Rob, and you're going to be so pleased with him. He's amazing.
Yes. So we have actually 4 that we advertised. We have one that just got added because they approached us and said, well, we want to represent traumatic brain injury. So we were like, yep, let's do it. So we have a nurse practitioner that's coming to discuss when the actual medical field misses the mark, where they miss the signs, the early detection. So she's coming to talk about a model that she's created that nurse practitioners can use on intake sessions with individuals to get an assessment right away.
Right.
I've worked with her personally in my other jobs that I have, working in the school system, and she has been able to get a lot of my students immediate supports by using this tool. So she's coming to share that tool. We have Robert Moore from Rural FASD who's coming, and he's going to be just talking about, you know, the re-imaging of the supports from research and science for FASD, which is fetal alcohol syndrome, for those who don't understand that acronym. And I'm really excited that he's coming, because FASD has really needed more light on this neurotype, and we need more supports and advocacies for them as well. So I'm grateful that he's coming to support that. We have Jenny Smith, who's coming to talk about relational care for youth and adolescents with neurodiversity. So we're really excited to have her. And we also have Casey Avery, who's coming to discuss journey from thriving instead of basically building a mosaic of your life, that you're not surviving, you're thriving.
Right.
And I actually witnessed their talk at TED Talk at St. Paul's University this year, which is why we approached them to ask them to come and talk. So there's going to be that talk as well. And then we also have Charles, who's coming to talk about his journey with traumatic brain injury and anger management, because anger is one of the most pressing symptoms for people with TBI. So we're really excited.
Yes,
it's going to be a very enriching day. We have actually also a practitioner who's coming, Megan Smith, who's going to be doing somatic movement, breath work, some stuff doing body breaks for our participants as well, because we're going to have them sitting in the chairs
Right.
for so many talks
Yes,
that
yes,
we
yes,
want
yes.
to have some body movement and breaks happening. So she's going to be coming to do that, which we're really excited about.
And you have a panel discussion going on as well,
We
too.
always
Yes.
have our panel discussion, which is one of the most exciting parts of the day, because it's interactive and the people participating can ask additional questions. They can get more information from each of our panelists. So all of our speakers will be participating in that. Some of the DiversX team will be participating in that, and we might even have a few of our people from our community room that are coming to talk about different elements within, you know, the supports of neurodiversity.
All right.
We
Now
do also have the community room, which a lot of people don't know about.
The community room. That was going to be my question.
Yes,
Are you
yeah.
in the theater part, or are you in the
We're in it
community?
all.
You're in
so
it all. Okay.
we have the theater room for the speaking, for the presentations.
Right.
Then we also have another room for lunch and workshops.
Okay.
And then we have a community resource room. So this is going to be a room where we have resources from the community and companies from the community that are going to be sharing all their information with anyone who's participating in the day. So we really are looking for people to come to us if they want to showcase their resources, their companies, anything. They can sign up. It's
Still
free to
time?
have a table.
There's still time?
Yeah,
Okay,
we got
yep.
2 weeks. So still time to do that. We have a great group already formed for people to go and network. So we will have points of networking where people can go into the community room and just say hello to everybody that's in there. And of course, we will promote their companies through, you know, everything that we share after the event, like we do. So
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. So once again, it is on Sunday, May 24th, 8:30 to 4:30. It's free to attend. Do you want people to register?
they do need to register.
Okay.
So there is an Eventbrite link that we have put on our Facebook page. And if you just go to Eventbrite and search up the 3rd annual Behavior Beyond the Label conference.
That's your Facebook page?
That's the Eventbrite page.
Oh, okay.
Link, and so they can search it up there. But on our Facebook page, it's just DiversX.
It's DiversX,
and they
okay.
can find our event page on there, and all the information is posted on there. And of course, our speakers are promoting it and sharing the link as well.
So if somebody wants to become involved, like you say, if you want an extra person in there, that's the same
Yeah.
way they get a hold of you there?
Yeah,
too?
they can
Okay.
message me through there, or they can find me through my limestone psychotherapy. But we have all that information, even on the flyer that we're distributing.
Right.
The flyer has my email address on it, so they can literally come to me directly and say, "Hey, I saw you, and I want to add my resource to the table," or just come and
Right.
be there.
And you
Yeah.
respond very quickly.
I do.
Yes,
I try.
you do. Yes,
Yeah.
you do. That's why we got you here, for sure.
Yes,
for sure.
yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for coming
Yes,
here
thank
all the way
you.
from Kempful today. Once again, I've got Rebecca Rafus from Limestone Psychotherapy.
Yep.
But you're also with the group called DiversX.
That's correct.
And you're presenting Beyond the Label Conference
Yes.
on May 24th.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining
Yeah.
us today.
Thank you.